I was talking to some very senior people recently from somewhere who were saying, the Congolese are saying we steal their quota, we steal their gold, and there is something I know. Some people come from Congo, whether they smuggle or go through the right channels, they bring minerals, and most of it goes through here, does not stay here. It goes to Dubai, goes to Brussels, goes to Tel Aviv, goes to Russia. It used to go to Russia. I don't know whether it still goes there. It goes everywhere. So I was asking them, I said, are you on the list of those who are stealing minerals of Congo? Because these things, they end up with you. For us, we are now, they go through our country. But they are accusing us of stealing Congo's minerals. How about the destination? Why don't you talk about it? And if we actually deployed everything, every effort, and stopped this thing flowing, the accusation would be even worse. Yeah, they would be seeing no more gold coming through here, going to them, then they say, these people, they are causing problems. So what are we supposed to do, honestly?
So this is a video from African Stream that I came across. I think the video was made around November 30th, 2022. And this is Paul Kagame. Yeah, he was talking about his own frustration with the whole Congo crisis. And from his point of view, he's saying that they are not really involved. Rwanda is not really involved. But these mineral resources tend to pass through Rwanda, However, African Stream here is saying that Kagame admits DRC plunder goes through Rwanda. And so he said, with the Kigali-backed M23 rebels making rapid gains in eastern DRC, here is a flashback to 2022, when Rwanda's President Paul Kagame openly admitted that plundered loot from the neighboring Congo went through his country, but instead of taking responsibility, he attempts to deflect blame. He urges his audience to focus on the final destination of the stolen minerals. He cites Dubai, Brussels, Tel Aviv, claiming that if Kigali stopped the flow, there would be trouble for Kigali. But this lame excuse is a calculated deception. Rwanda isn't merely a transit point, it's one of the biggest profiteers from Congo's suffering. Despite having almost no mineral reserves of its own, Rwanda has become one of the world's leading exporters of coltan and gold, all of which are overwhelmingly mined in DRC. I think this is a point. Because if Rwanda does not have coltan and gold, how come it is one of the world's major exporters of this coltan and gold? Which is actually a very brilliant question. These are the intricacies that I was talking about yesterday. When the foreign companies were pointing fingers at Rwanda, I became suspicious. But then this question that African Stream is asking is worth noting. So if Rwanda also, if Rwanda are major exporters of coltan and gold, it means that these resources generate revenue for the country, and definitely they would want to see that it continues to function. So there's every possibility that Rwanda is backing most of these coltan and gold miners that are in DRC Congo. And so it is very true, like I said yesterday, that it is not just Rwanda but very many foreign powers involved. And the reason why foreign powers may be pointing fingers at Rwanda is because they find them as probably a stumbling block. In this whole case of politics and it comes to resources, definitely everybody's after their interest. And so perhaps the foreign companies are trying to get Rwanda out of their way so that they will be the only plunderers of DRC's wealth. You see, it's funny that DRC themselves are probably not benefiting from the resources that they have. Rather, it is foreigners and their neighbors that are plundering and benefiting from this. Now, I'll go on to say again from Congo, I'll go on to read. He said, Moreover, the UN has pointed the finger at Rwanda, saying there is strong evidence it's backing the atrocities committing M23, and has sent up to 4,000 of its own soldiers over the border to assist the rebels in their deadly mind-grabbing rampage. So while Kagame might be right that the buyers of plundered Congolese wealth are guilty of funding the war, his shameless attempt to pass the buck ignores the fact that Rwanda is also a central player in this blood-stained supply chain. So like I said, it's true that there are very many parties involved in this. However, we still cannot rule out the fact that, as UN pointed, Rwanda is also one of the backers of the M23 rebel group. Rwanda also make up part of the plunderers and the sponsors of this, to borrow the words of African Stream, blood-stained supply chain. It's a sad event, honestly, and like I said yesterday, it is humans that continue to bear the brunt of these things. I hope that a resolution comes true, but I think a resolution is not going to come true, because where there are resources, there will always be war. And this is not going to stop, because most times they do these things to drive away people away from that environment, so that the plundering can now, increase and intensify more and more. So I only foresee more of this happening, and then probably before you know, the whole town has been swept through, and all of the individuals, the whole citizens and masses have relocated to neighboring areas, and then they continue to exploit the environment. And this is how it continues to happen. And then you continue to see the international bodies sending aid, and then you continue to see more rebel groups rising from different corners, all fighting, for different companies, different foreign companies and neighboring companies, and then exploiting this wealth. And it has always been the case. I do not think that it will stop. It is not that I'm not being optimistic, but this is just a usual occurrence. And this crisis in DRC has been going on for over 40 years, and I don't know when it will stop. And so it's sad.